Tonight, it seems a big chunk of the entertainer's estate is going to a surprising place. Doug Bruckner reports on the breakdown of the will and the family battle over his burial.
As tributes from Frank Sinatra's fans continue across the country, the Sinatra family prepares to pay its last respects in a private funeral at this Beverly Hills church Wednesday. But Hardcopy has learned the grief of old Blue Eye's children and wife Barbara is mixed with bitterness, a continuing family feud. Barbara Sinatra, our sources say, insisted on the Beverly Hills service, while the rest of the family wanted a more quiet ceremony in Palm Springs, where the singer will be buried.
Well, I think they're pulling all the wagons in a circle in both camps, and I think Barbara Sinatra certainly has her camp, and 4 or 5 blocks away in Beverly Hills, Nancy Sinatra has her camp.
Insiders say the dispute over the Sinatra Memorial is a preview of a family battle royal over the singer's estate. It may be worth as much as $200 million. Ron Joy had a long relationship with Nancy Sinatra and was the family's official photographer.
They all have enough money, they never have to work in their life, certainly. So I think what you're really talking about is power.
The will has yet to be made public, but the New York Post reports it includes a huge bequest to Barbara Sinatra's favorite charity.
Somewhere between 75 and 150 million of that is going to go to children's charities. Probably it'll be controlled by Barbara Sinatra, who already runs a well-known children's charity.
Don't believe what you read on the web, the Post says, predicting a court fight that will last for years.
It's mostly 2 strong-willed women. Tina Sinatra is the Sinatra child, grown child, who really is the business-minded one. She's been known to make statements like, "I am Frank Sinatra." And she probably views Barbara as a latecomer who's now meddling.
Meanwhile, the Frank Sinatra estate grows by the hour. No one knows yet how much Sinatra music has sold since his death. Sinatra songs seem to be everywhere.
A memorial service for Frank Sinatra was scheduled for this afternoon here in Hoboken, New Jersey. Terry?
Thanks, Barry. A little later, 2 of Frank Sinatra's former loves share some emotional memories of their romantic times with the entertainer.
Now, Frank Sinatra was the object of desire for millions of women, and many women were the objects of Frank's desires. Tonight, 2 of the torch singer's former flames talk about their sentimental times with Sinatra.
To me, he was just this really sweet, wonderful guy, and I'll miss him always.
During his long life, a lot of women got a kick out of Frank Sinatra. Some are well known, some are not. And for some, old Blue Eyes will always be the one that got away.
Yeah, my heart was broken. I really knew in my heart of hearts that I had really blown it big time.
There was his first wife, Nancy, Lauren Bacall, Angie Dickinson, Natalie Wood, all dated him. And for 7 years, on and off, there was a pinup girl, Jeannie Carmen.
I never saw any toughness in him. I always saw the nice side, the little boy side. He was a hand holder. He actually cried tears.
Jeannie met Frank after his painful separation from wife number 2, Ava Gardner. Jeannie was 18, Frank was in his late 30s and pining for his lost love.
Like, there'd be big parties at the house, and at the end of the night, when everybody left, he'd just fall against the door and go, and could just start crying. Then we'd go to bed, and he'd say, hold me, and he seemed to be all shaky and cold.
But there was a wild side to their long love affair. Jeannie says passion kept them together night and day.
The best lovemaking for Frank and me was when we had a radio on or had a record on of him singing, because it was a toss-up who liked him more, he or I. We were both making love to Frank Sinatra.
Jeannie says Frank proposed, but he wanted an open marriage.
I couldn't have done it. He wanted to know if he could have other women if we got married, and that kind of stuff, and it wasn't my thing, so I kept saying no, 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 no.
In the 60s, Sinatra was on the rebound again from wife number 3, Mia Farrow. On the set of Tony Rome, he met an 18-year-old actress named Tiffany Bowling. At 52, the chairman of the board said to the beautiful young hippie chick, "Come fly with me."
He put his arm around me and he said, "I adore you." I said, "Are you joking? Come on." And he said, "I adore you." At first I thought it was a line, but then I realized that he was serious, and I fell in love with him.
Tiffany got scared. She was afraid she would get her heart broken, so she ended the affair. Now, Francis Albert Sinatra belongs to the ages, but in a special way, he will also belong to the women who loved him.
You cry a little, but you laugh a lot. It's not like he's really gone. He's not really gone. He's here.
I loved him. I mean, he was the love of my life.